Hello everyone. My name is Jack Del Rio, and I got my partner Alonso Carrillo. We're gonna talk about our Uni-Talk project. Uh, it's a translating app, and we will provide more information throughout the slides. Hope you like it, and if you want to leave some feedback, we'll gladly take it. If not, we'll and
Still
see.
take it.
Eh?
I would still take negative feedback, whatever. But so what our app is it's a multi-language translation app, and you know it's an app so people who don't necessarily speak the same language are able to communicate with each other. And so this is a slide about how we go about and how the app works. And so what it mainly is gonna do is the the user is basically gonna talk into some headphones, and they're gonna have to download this app or app. And when they talk to when they talk through these like to these headphones or headsets, they're basically like whatever language they talk to, it's gonna speak out and through a Bluetooth speaker that they're gonna have with them, and it's gonna translate automatically the first time through for in English, you know, just as like a default setting. And after that, the person they're trying to communicate with, whatever language they speak, the your headset is gonna it's grasp that and analyze it and then translate it into whatever language you're speaking. So, for example, if I'm talking to Jack, I'll talk to him in my normal language, and the translation is gonna come out first time in English through the Bluetooth speaker, and then when Jack replies to me, for example, he replies to me in Spanish, my is gonna translate that into whatever language I'm speaking. So if I'm speaking English, that if he's speaking Spanish, my headset would translate that and talk to me through my headphones in English, and vice versa. So that's mainly how our app is gonna work. Um, so we want people can download our app and use it for translation, but we mainly want to get people to hop on onto our subscription would which would offer this Bluetooth speaker and this feature, and we would charge a one-time fee for of $50 for the Bluetooth speakers and headphones for downloading our app and subscribing to that feature. um we're gonna get a little bit into why we decided we wanted to do this app.
Okay, so after doing some research about translation and how many people only know one language in the world of travel, we decided to do the app. The main reason was because the United Nations World Tourism Organization, or UNWTO, estimates that internationally they are 25 million arrivals back in 1950, and 68 years later, those numbers increased to 1.4 billion arrivals internationally. So that said, our market's very big. If we can impact at least 1% or not even 1%, lower than 1%, we'll be able to make a profit where we're at, and hopefully a lot of investors will look at that and see a great opportunity for them. Another interesting fact that we came across was a poll by Gallup showed that 75% of Americans um, they value a second language, but they found that it wasn't necessary. So roughly 231 million Americans can benefit from a translating app because, as we know today, the United States is a very versatile country where a lot of immigrants come and not everybody knows the same language. So the app doesn't have to be used for travel. It can also be used for in the states or whatever where the where one language mainly dominates the rest and people have a hard time communicating.
So a little bit about well, we wanted to add our business module canvas because I mean it's actually a good you know guidance Excel worksheet or whatever. But so our main thing, as we said, is to connect people that speak different languages, not necessarily having to know that language. I mean, they can use our apps so they can learn different languages, but the main purpose is for them to just being able to communicate with different people not knowing the language. So like the value proposition for our app is, a learning tool. It'll have like over 800 languages. We're gonna try to make it easy to use, and like kind of like Uber, it will be an easy way for people to, they don't necessarily have to be full-time employed. They can be, the translators can, apply, have background checks and stuff like that. um and just there'll be an easy way for them to make money. Some of the key resources that we're going to mention is, first of all, it's a multi-language app. It's not going to be just one single language. um we're gonna try to have a great technology team, and um great logo and an icon. We're not gonna try to invest so much on it because we're gonna do some advertising through social media and rental agencies, like travel agencies, but a little bit more of our customer relationships as well is we're gonna try to have 24/7 IT support, and as well as the live translators are gonna be there. People are gonna you know apply and hopefully work with us, kind of like how Uber has employees working on and off, not necessarily full time but part time. Um, some of the cost structures that we're going to mention are payroll, payroll expenses, translator commissions, as we mentioned, and marketing. And then we're going to talk about research and development costs that are basically our startup costs, and how we're going to start this app. And then how how we're gonna get our revenue is we're gonna have different subscriptions. We're gonna have a yearly subscription of $100, as you can see, and it'll come with the one free language learning course, and then or you can choose the $12 per month, which is gonna be like more expensive in the long run. So um and you'll have two languages. That's the only benefit, learning to a course. So I guess if you want to stick with the monthly plan, you'll have an extra language, and then as well as they can simply get the 1 year subscription plan and purchase additional languages for $31. So that's a little bit about our revenue.
Okay, so you guys might be asking how we're gonna achieve all this, and how a fancy app like ours can be made, or how much will it cost. So our first we're gonna start by bootstrapping. Me and Alonzo are gonna save up as much money as we can over the years, and try to at least put down like the down payment for the startup cost. Um, so an app is not very cheap to make, especially a complex one like ours, that we want to make it like very efficient for consumers and have multi languages and can translate on time as delivered. So we're gonna look for a venture capitalist that's willing to give us roughly most of the startup costs. We're gonna roughly ask for $721,000, and in return we'll give them 5% of the company's revenue. Um, like I said, we're looking for a venture capitalist that's willing to help us bring the app forward. We don't want someone that's gonna be in the back of us while waiting us to do everything. We want somebody that has already some app knowledge and technical savvy person that can help us achieve our goal and make our app better than what we can, because we're not really technology savvy type of guys. We're both accounting students. We're mostly more business side of the thing, and but we're just coming up with ideas that might seem successful for the long run, and hopefully some venture capitalists can see that too. Uh, like I said, app development costs can roughly cost from 100,000 to $1 million. So we want to at least bootstrap like $100,000 to help off the cost, so it doesn't seem like we're coming with nothing. Um, and that's pretty much how we're gonna do it. Hopefully, the investor sees the same venture we have.
So to go over the startup costs, uh, me and Jack are gonna be the co-founders, and we think 150,000 each would be a good, good starting price for what we hope to get in revenue and gross profit. And but a little bit about app development, like we said, making an app is pretty expensive, and since we want a multi-feature app, that has a hybrid cross platform, from Google to Google Play Store, the App Store, you know, roughly gonna say it's gonna cost just for the app development 200,000. And then comes these designs and features that we want to incorporate into our app. So, it's more pleasing, it's more easy to use for our users. So, and we're gonna, oh, sorry. So we're gonna invest in that, and some of the features include like visual effects. Like we want the apps to look good and catch the eye, catch the user's eye. We don't want them to get lost. Oh, we don't want them to have trouble going through our app. And then as well as like UX designs, we want that's going to be more pretty expensive because some of the things we want to incorporate is maybe voice recognition so that our users have a better experience with the apps. The more the app and recognizes your voice and stuff like that, the smoother the translation is gonna come out. So that's gonna roughly cost like $20,000, and then we're gonna invest in our icon and logo. It might be a little bit more than 500. After realizing it's probably gonna be like or maybe 1,000 or 2,000 roughly, just to have a good icon and logo. And maybe as we you know move along, we probably update our logos, but we want to just start up with the basic logo. Not too great, not too bad, but just for social media and on platforms, just to start up. So that's roughly what it's gonna cost. And then here comes the Bluetooth speakers. And so after doing some research, we were able to find some Bluetooth speakers for no, it was some Hypergear, and they were like some small speakers Bluetooth, and they were like at 999. And so for the startup cost, we want to start with 2,500 you know in inventory just to start up and see how we go. And that's roughly cost 25,000. As well as we saw some universal corporate headphones online, and we want as well buy 2,500 in inventory. Just that's going to cost around 2,500. And the headphones are going to be at 99 cents that we saw. Kind of like the ones that you get at United, United Airlines when you fly, something like that, similar. And then some of the other features we were researching is in-app purchase features. So I guess it's pricey. These different features. I didn't know. Just so you're able to purchase stuff in the app. That's roughly like $7,000. And for our social media login features so that people are able to log in with the social media. It's more, I feel like a lot of people are on social media, and for them to be able to connect to social media with this app, it's going to be more pleasing for our users. And that's going to be like around 2,000 as well, just to have that simple feature. And then as well as just having the email login feature, like usual, like kind of like Zoom has its email features, and then it's social media logins, and as well as data sync feature. That's definitely gonna be useful for our customers. And a little bit about the operating costs is it's advertising. Like I said, we're gonna go into social media, and some of the social media networks that we're gonna be involved with. It's Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat. You know, and I was looking at we were researching what it costs to advertise, and it was we found out that Facebook charges $7.19 per milli, which that means that for every 1,000 impression, it's $7.19, and Instagram charges roughly $6.70 for cost per milli, which, like I said, cost per 1,000 impressions. And then Snapchat, um, I was looking up and it cost a flat $3 and just to have an ad, a simple ad. And then, like I said, we're gonna want to have a 24/7 IT support team. And after researching different, support teams, there were different groups or bundles of how we can go about getting a support team. And we were looking it up, and what I found is we want to go offshore and do like a one server, four workstations type of thing, and maybe that's gonna change right off the bat. If our company goes blows up and we have a lot of issues, and if we start off like off the bat really good, that's most likely gonna change. But that's kind of how we're forecasting this just startup thing. And then we're gonna want to pay our translator pretty good. So I mean, for a full hour of work, we're probably gonna give them $150 per hour, and that's roughly gonna cost. We're gonna say 10,000 startup. But that's a little bit how we got our startup costs, and where we need a venture capitalists to come in with roughly $700,000 to get our company started.
Okay, for the income statement, we can only forecast for now. What that means is roughly estimates right now. We're not sure if there's gonna be actual numbers or it's gonna be more or less. Um, so what we started with, we trying to impact at least 0.0001% of the travel market. Well, the travel market is 1.4 billion. That's what the World Tourism Organization estimates that the international arrivals are. So we're trying to impact at least of what is that, a million of percent of that. So if we can impact that, we're looking at least 140 consumers, and if we divide that by two, that'll be 70,000 for, say they want the yearly plan and 70,000 wants the monthly plan. And we multiply that by the cost or the average cost of the app, or the how much the consumer is gonna pay. That's so one if a consumer chooses to choose the yearly plan at 100 dollars per unit, or $100 per year, the 70,000 consumers will end up paying $7 million for the year. And if they choose the monthly plan, they will end up generating 10 million and 10,080,000 dollars, which that's really good price, even though if it's only impacting 0.0001%.
Yeah. And I mean, and this can change too. We can have all of our, if we hit our target of 0.0001% of the market, they can all be the yearly subscribers. So, I mean, that would change our revenue, or we can have more, monthly subscribers. But so we were just estimating half and half, so that was just a rough estimate of what could happen.
Okay.
And
And
then,
for
and then as Jack was gonna mention, like other revenue too, we did say we're gonna have in-app purchases, and as I mentioned before, it was gonna be $31 per language that they can add. It's a one-time purchase for that language, and we roughly suggesting that we're gonna make 150,000 for that revenue of different languages.
Okay, thank you, Alonzo. So for our net sales, we're estimating to make at least 17,230,000, with a cost of goods sold of $272,000, which our gross profit would be estimated $16.9 million. And after expenses, we got wage expense at 420,000. Our marketing budget is at 12,723, and the sales commission is for the people who sell our products in travel agencies, rental cars, currency exchanges, places where they get paid to sell our product. So we're not paying them upfront. We're paying them with commission. So they give them some urge to sell our product more than others, and that's what we want to impact. That's why our marketing a budget smaller than what other companies should be, because we're mostly trying to implicate our people to sell our products to consumers and not us advertising one to one.
And what do we
Uh,
say that was, Jack? Like 7.5%, you said?
yes, that was the commission for the people who selling it, or the sell commission for the people like rental car agencies or travel agencies will be 0.7% or 7% of our gross profit. So to me, that's a really good deal for them because they can make as much money as they want if they sell most of their products or if they push our product more than others. So for our insurance, our insurance doesn't have it's not a lot because our it's mostly app and it's really safe for our workers. So our workers mostly be sitting at desk, so we're not gonna have to worry about a lot of insurance. So that's why our insurance cost is so low. And our IT support, it's gonna be used. We're hoping not to be used a lot. That's why our IT support budget's almost $10,000. And our venture capitalist costs, like we said, they'll receive 5% of our gross profit. So if depending how much we make, that's how much they will receive back. And hopefully we make a lot so they can stick with us or they can actually join us in the long run and see the potential we can make. And that'll leave us to a net income of $12,223,000. So with that being said, our app is gonna pay for itself in the first year if we hit all the marks. And that's
Hopefully, hopefully.
hopefully,
But yeah, that's our forecasting.
and hopefully people can see the long game because we're going for the long game, not the short game. Because if it was a short game, nobody would succeed in this world.
Right, yeah. But we thank you guys for watching our presentation. We hope maybe one day we can actually do this as a career. And yeah, thank you guys for watching.
And hopefully you guys have a great summer and yeah, senior year. Hopefully we
All right, thank
graduate.
you guys.
All right, guys.
Did I?